Good morning. Welcome from relacjerynku.pl, investor relation agency studio. My and yours today's guest is Mr. Gábor Kósa, the president of the management board of Polaris IT Group, the CEO. Welcome, Mr. President.
Welcome. I'd like to say thanks for the possibility to be here in your interview. I hope we can have an interesting conversation about our company.
Mr. President, the Polaris IT Group is a company which is listed on NewConnect Stock Exchange market, run by Warsaw Stock Exchange market. So it's a public listed company from IT sector. Could you please tell us something more about the business profile of Polaris IT Group?
Okay, our company doesn't have any operational activity in Poland at this moment, but we would like to change in this year this status. Our main activity is located in our Hungarian company called ISRV. We started the development and other activities more than 10 years ago in this company, and now almost 100% of the activity is still in this company. What we do in this company, our main activity was in the past software development, and then we extended our activities with the hardware development, and we started to work on AI field. It's a really interesting field, and later we stepped into the healthcare market, and from this year we'd like to open a new field in our activity, which is to step into the energy sector as a software developer company and as a service provider company. That's our activity in high level, in nutshell. And maybe it's important about our logic is that we need that we feel that it's really important to follow the fast changing world and to adopt our activities, our working methods all the time, and that's why sometimes we close recent activity types, and we open new activities, like as I told you in the energy sector.
So, Mr. President, your beginning business profile was development of hardware and software based on AI, and as I understand it correctly, at this moment you are trying to turn towards the energy sector, which will be the most important part of your business profile. Is it right?
Yes, technically yes. The truth is we would like to prioritize back the activities with hardware development. We will keep AI development activities on the table because it's a really important thing. I think AI it's super common, it's a buzzword. We use AI as a super important, helpful, powerful tool in our businesses, and from now, energy sector will be a really hot area. Lot of money will arrive in the really closely future into this sector. And I think we have to focus on this sector. We have to prioritize it to the first place because the possibility in this new sector, new means in our company, can be 100 times bigger than our recent activities in other fields. Of course, we won't close them. Just as I told you, we plan to prioritize back these former activities.
I understand. So your business perspectives are related to IT services and technology market, as it was yesterday and in previous periods of time. And at this moment, we can focus on energy sector as well. So how do you see the energy sector in the nearest future? Is it a very profitable market for your company?
Absolutely, I feel that, and our expectation is this. So we can enter this new sector as a software developer company because we can do it. Of course, using AI algorithms and our domain knowledge from the past. But we'd like to do new kind of activities in this field, which means we'd like to organize as a service provider some big projects from scratch to the operation, and we'd like to resell products in this sector. And we'd like to support these projects for years. So our plan is to cover a big field in activities, and we'd like to give almost 100% that our customers need to have a success project. And what's a success project? For example, if a company would like to reduce their energy costs, and they would like to establish a new energy farm, for example, solar energy based on solar energy or wind energy, we can plan. Build and operate this capacity, this possibility for a company or for any other entities.
Mr. President, the Polaris IT Group informed about few other operational goals in last quarter report. I mean, it's related to logistics sector and telemedicine services. Could you tell us something more about it?
Yeah, we started to work on these projects earlier last year. These are also really important, and these projects can give us huge business potential. But I think it's interesting to speak in the second half of the year about these projects, because I'm sure the first half of this new year will be about energy sector. And as I told earlier, it can be 100 times bigger than other activities, and that's why it's really, really important to focus on these new field and new possibility with our 100% of energy, our sources.
I understand, and I think it's valuable to tell about something about two existing consortium contracts which are still in game. I mean, with T-Systems and 4IG, So there are two consortiums combined with ISRV. So as I understand, we're still waiting for EU funds and some, government decisions in this area. But it's really valuable to not to skip these projects, those projects, because they will give some extra huge money for Polaris as well in the future.
Yes, these two projects are really important. We established these projects 3 years ago, around 3 years ago, and but these projects are in a frozen status because, as you told, EU blocked the necessary funds. But I hope and I think they will let go these funds, and we can work in these projects. In these two projects, we can use our good connections in China. We could make good profit from these connections earlier in the COVID period. And what does it mean, these good connections? We have a good network in China. We have really good relation with the manufacturers, big brands, and we could order branded, custom branded tablets, laptops from these manufacturers, and we'd like to use these good connections for these two huge projects. So we are waiting these funds, and I'm sure if EU unfroze these funds, we can do really successful and valuable project.
Mr. President, because it's our first initial interview and we are focusing mainly on business profile of Polaris IT, I would like to tell something more about last thing. I mean, VR sector and Quantanex. So the company which was established last year, actually, and which is dedicated for VR sector for B2B, B2C, and B2G, actually in educational and entertainment and some presentation sector. So could you tell us something more about it? Is it another project of business of Polaris IT Group, which will be conducted in this year or maybe next year, but actually in future?
This is a smaller but really interesting project. Honestly, it's a love project because we really like new innovative technologies, good solutions from the IT field, and we found a really great partner in this field, and so they have a really good solution which is good for B2C to provide a good entertainment solution, or it's really useful in the B2B or B2G sector, for example, as a teaching or learning solution. And we are working on this project. Our plan is to be the exclusive reseller and partner in our countries for this technology, and establish entertainment places based on this technology, and involve this technology into some project as an add-on. For example, in an industrial project as a learning add-on solution. So we are working on it. I'm really excited, and I'm waiting this project. But I think it's better to speak about this project after a half year, when we can finish our first milestone.
So, Mr. President, in sum up, we can summary our today's interview, telling that Polaris RT is an IT sector representative with a high professional performance towards development of hardware and software based on AI. And at this moment, there are some other business opportunities in, let's say, energy sector, logistics sector, telecommunication sector, and VR sector, which will be valuable as well for Polaris in next period of times. And actually, we need to focus at these areas as well, just to generate high revenues, sales revenues, and gains in the future. So actually, in sum up, you are trying to use your high professional IT competences for developing, as well as for developing the professional and business opportunities as well in other areas. Is it true? Do I get it right?
Absolutely true, and thank you for this summarization. We always try to stand more relaxed, and we always try to find connections between different fields and use synergy between these fields. And sometimes we give a bigger priority for some field, like now in energy field. But it doesn't mean we close other activities, because they are really important, because we can serve or give or promise a bigger complete package for our customers if we are on different fields.
Mr. President, thank you so much for acceptance of our today's invitation for our interview. It was a pleasure to meet you today and to hear your business story about Polaris, which will be valuable for investors as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the possibility to speak about our company. Thank you.
Thank you so much.